boss.
Who gave that name, Universe Boss?
Okay, what's bigger than the world?
Universe?
The universe. And who's bigger than the universe? No one else. So it's the universe boss.
It's the universe boss.
Who gave that name, Universe Boss?
Okay, so the universe boss, I actually proclaimed that name, you know. I used to call the world boss, you know, but the world boss came about, you have Vibes Cartel who's actually running in dance and music. So he used to call himself the world boss. So in a different arena, from a sporting point of view, he's the world boss of music. So I'm the world boss of cricket. So people used to say, yo, Chris Gayle is the world boss of cricket. So over the years, you know, being so dominant on the field and off the field, I'm like, hey, I've dominated the world now. Whoa. Because some things I've been doing while playing, you know, no other players were actually brave to do those things, like, you know, having a good time while still playing competitive cricket and still performing and still dominate the game as well. So I'm saying, yo, listen to me, man. I need a new challenge. What I'm going to call myself now. So I say, okay, what's bigger than the world?
Universe?
The universe. And who's bigger than the universe? No one else. So it's the universe boss.
In 2011, you were unsold in IPL initially. Then Dirk Ninnis got injured.
Yeah.
And then actually Universe Boss came. Orange Cap 2011, Orange Cap 2012.
Yeah. That was a phenomenal run and a phenomenal start to the new franchise, RCB at the time, 2011, when I got that call. And I was in a nightclub in Jamaica because what happened with the breakdown with West Indies cricket, you know, I wasn't selected for that home series against Pakistan. Coming off a World Cup lost and, you know, had a bit of injury as well, doing some rehab at the same time as well. And, you know, I was actually doing the rehab, communicating with the West Indies board, didn't get that call back, and, you know, I saw they select the squad. I wasn't in it, very disappointed. Anyway, long story short, I was in the nightclub, you know, pretty much back, but I wasn't trained, I wasn't playing no cricket at all. In the nightclub, I got a call. Who was it on the line? It was, you know, Vijay Mallya and Anil Kumble at the time. I'm like, okay, Chris, are you fit? I'm like, is this for real? Yeah, I'm fit. Okay, if you're fit, what we needed to do, we needed to go to the embassy tomorrow and, you know, get the visa. But I'm like, hey, tomorrow's Saturday. The embassy doesn't open on a Saturday. Just you don't worry about that. Just turn up. I said, okay, done. You know, turn up, went to the embassy, got the visa the next day, pretty much on a flight. And then, you know, history start from there, you know, 2011.
Do you remember how many runs you scored that season?
Well, my first game, I remember the runs. I think it was actually, was it 713 runs? I think I remember that. Or 633.
608 runs in 2011 and 733.
Oh, 608, okay, yeah.
733 in 2012.
Okay, yeah. And I remember my first game, you know, actually rained out. It's supposed to be a home game and I didn't get a chance to play that game because of the NOC, whatever happened. And then we had KKR, my whole team.
Yeah.
You know, so my first game was actually against KKR, my former team, and at Eden Garden.
So you also felt kuch kuch hota hai. Like in Bollywood we say.
Yeah, I know that word. Kuch kuch. Yeah, kuch kuch.
Shah Rukh Khan's movie.
Yeah.
Kuch kuch hota hai.
And eventually, I scored a century in the first game. I won all prizes, best catch, best whatever. You know, those prize moments. I won all of that. In that game, man of the match, everything, and then, you know, things just went on from there. And they were actually at the bottom of the table when I joined the team, and then
you gave a strong message. Always believe in Universe Boss.
Strong, mate. The Lord was with me that day because I tell you, I wasn't even practicing. I tell him I was partying, having fun, and then just went on, scored a century, and then, you know, we had a phenomenal run to start, win a couple of games, and Ray Jennings was like, "Oh, Chris, thank you so much, man. You saved my job." You know, so we went to the final. We lost that to Chennai in the final, but it was a phenomenal run, phenomenal start to a new franchise, RCB.
What was Chris Gayle's funniest cricket moment? That man kid versus England, walking towards Graham Smith in T20 World Cup 2009, or fielding and raising your hand?
I mean, there's so many moments, you know, that man kid stuff, you know, was,
that
you
man
know,
kid.
was funny. to Ian Morgan, and he's like, I wasn't walking out, you know. you thought you, so that was one of the funniest
Thank
moments.
God he didn't face Ashwin.
Ashwin, he just scapole him and say, hey, you're out, you got to go in. But it was good fun. So it's quite some funny moments. Yeah, that moment with Graham Smith as well, when he pulled away when I was about to bowl, and I was like, I was going to bowl it at him. I was like, So yeah.
So if you have to choose one.
Oh, the man kid one.
The man kid one. You won 2012 World Cup and then 2014 World Cup. If I ask you, like, which World Cup did you enjoy it the most?
Oh wow! I think the first one. The first one is always a hit. Based on how we actually came about winning that World Cup, we had a bit of disrepute with the board, and the cricket board, and we all came together, pulled through because everybody wanted it, and we didn't let that distract us, and then we went on to win that. Then that's when I introduced the Gangnam Style. No one knew what that was. So I mean, when that semi-final against Australia, when it would
that
be
Gangnam Style,
yeah, and I was like, everybody's like, what is that? What is that, Chris? Where did that come from? And everybody's, I said, okay, listen, you go on YouTube. There's a guy called Sai. Just go and check it out. That's how the entire Asia knew about Sai, because I reckon I gave him about 20 to I reckon I gave that guy 20 to 30 million views, because after that thing went off like a rocket. Within the World Cup, man.
So you asked for royalty after that?
Sai, I need some royalty now. So reach out to the Universe Boss team, or reach out to me personally. Yeah, I need some butter in my palm.
And even the celebration was fantastic, coming out and then dancing.
Yeah. Even when we won the. No, that was in Sri Lanka. Yeah. When we did it, the Gangnam Style. We did that in the India final as well, when we beat England. But like I said, that's when the Gangnam Style kind of started and kind of take off.
How does it feel to be the first batsman who scored century in all formats?
It's fantastic. I mean, as a player, of course you want to hold some records. You want to be the first to do certain things as well. But a lot of things was actually set before me way back when. Players coming on, like I said, records were meant to be broken as well. So that's something you have to bear in mind. But if you can be a part of history, that's always going to be fantastic to be a part of history. That's phenomenal. And we play the game over over 2 decades, and you want to have a legacy where people look back and say, yo, you know what, Chris Gayle have done that first, and I will be happy. So yeah. You
scored 175 of 66 balls. Now, who do you think that has potential to surpass this record?
Like I said, records meant to be broken.
If you have to give few names.
Wow, listen, I think it will happen in the IPL, because these youngsters are savage these days. You look at the scoring rate as well, all these guys scoring. Nicholas Pooran, I think even Shubhankar can do that as well, because he's a very, very good player as well. Once you get going. Jaiswal, I like Jaiswal as well. This other guy from SR, Sunriser. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said,
you saw that young guy from India, 14 years old?
Yeah, I saw that as well. Fantastic. So, like I said, 175 is in trouble. It's just when it's going to happen.
What you were doing when you were 14? What you were doing when you were 14?
What, when I was 14?
Yeah, because he's a 14.
I was in high school playing under 14 cricket. That's what I was doing. I was playing under 14 cricket at the time.
When RCB won 2025 IPL, how happy you were?
The final 2025. I mean,
and actually, did you support RCB or Punjab? Because there's confusion. The turban was Punjabi.
Well, you know what? I give you a little story on that. Now you mentioned it. That final. I got invited by RCB, to be honest with you. And like I said, I'm so happy to have both teams. I'm in the final, because both teams have actually never crossed the finishing line or lift the trophy. So I'm happy. So I represent both teams. So I'm like, wow. I know RCB say, hey, Chris, you're invited to the final, and I accept that and everything. Got my RCB jersey. I'm like, oh man, I'm just going to feel weird in that stadium. So I say, okay, what I'm going to do? So that's when I came up with the idea. I say, okay, I'm going to put on the turban, and I'm going to support both. But some people didn't take it nicely. Some people from the RCB side weren't too happy about the turban side as well.
I saw so many comments.
What I'm saying? So I'm like, okay.
They said you belong to us.
But like I said, it's the one and only Universe Boss. I'm just going to be me, and whether you accept it or not, I'm just going to be me. And I went on. I was like, okay, whoever win, I'll congratulate them. But I'm happy for RCB to cross that line after 18 years. And lucky to Punjab as well. I know they wanted just as bad as how RCB wanted it as well.
They were too good this year, Punjab also.
I'm just happy a guy like a Virat lift the trophy as well. Because so much talks and dear, we've been to couple finals together. So I was just really overwhelmed to actually be a part of that RCB team to lift the trophy. And just as how I'm happy, I'm sure AB was just excited as for RCB as well.